REMINGO's Level Up program is designed for the broker owners, the team leaders, the managing brokers who are ready to transition into that next phase of their career. The broker who doesn't necessarily want to give up their business, they're still happy being in real estate, but they're just ready for that next step. And I think the common misconception is that once you reach that status as managing broker, broker owner, any of those, that's it, that's your last phase, and that's just simply not the truth. So who is the Level Up program really designed for? Well, I think the first step are those folks where retirement is imminent. You know that your years of selling real estate are coming to an end, but you're not quite there yet, right? And so you need a place to be able to go and begin that graceful exit from the former phase of your career. Another really prominent issue is this idea of you're simply finished managing brokers. It takes a lot of work, doesn't it? It takes a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of weekends, a lot of evenings, in responding to calls, responding to texts. You know all the reasons. And maybe you've put in your time. Maybe you're ready to move on to that next phase of your career where you're focusing simply on your own business. You just don't want to put that time and effort in anymore. The challenging problem with that sometimes is, though, you spend a lot of time with these folks. You've spent a lot of time getting to know them and earning their trust, and you don't simply just want to walk away from that, do you? So one of our best features about the Level Up program is the ability to be able to bring your business in, fold it into our system, and allow you to still serve in whatever capacity you'd like in that broker's career, but maybe not necessarily be the sole person who's responsible for it. Oh, technology. Is it moving faster than you? Is there too many platforms that you're trying to incorporate and maybe you only know how to work about 20% of them? Or maybe even better yet, you've never brought any technology into your office beyond suggesting a CRM. So one of the systems that we have built in place is we actually have folks who stay on top of that for us. We make sure that we have the latest CRM, that we have the latest technology when it comes to managing your photography, broker management, transaction management, maybe even just your HR system. Ways to handle all of that is done internally, and it allows you, again, that much more time to be able to spend on working on your own book of business. The responsibility of being a broker owner or a team leader is enormous. And I think it's something that a lot of folks get into this business thinking that they are absolutely ready to do, and they're ready to have that responsibility on them at all times. When in all actuality, it does sometimes get to be a little bit too much for some brokers. They feel the weight of the world on their shoulders, just making sure that they are bringing those right educations modules into their office. They are making sure that the brokers are writing great offers. Heck, they're making sure that they're staying up with the latest year's contract revisions. And so having that responsibility lift off of your shoulders when considering a transition in your career is something we're able to do. We're really proud of the technology we offer, of the transaction management that we offer, the brand management that we offer. These are all really great kind of key components in the coaching. Key components of what makes REMINGO. And so one of the things that I'm very excited with the Level Up program is we're able to help you kind of plug that directly into your business and take that responsibility off of your shoulders. When was the last time you went on vacation? I mean, really went on vacation. You turned your phone off, you didn't check email, you weren't responding to texts at 11 o'clock at night from Mexico. When was the last time you actually did that? For most broker owners, they actually can't answer that question. For most team leaders, they can't answer that question. And for those who can, they probably spent the entire time worrying, right, that they weren't doing that. And so one of the best things about bringing your company into the REMINGO system is the ability to do that. We have the broker owner, we have the managing broker, we have the coaches, we have the transaction management staff, we have the branding staff. We have all of these systems built into place where you can spend a weekend or a week doing the things you want to do, being able to spend some really serious, good, and quality you time. Perhaps you've been in a franchise agreement for a long time. Whatever the franchise is, maybe you've been in it for 5, 10, 15 years, or heck, maybe you've been in it for longer. One of the things that we can do is help you begin that conversation about what to do when it's up. Our Level Up program is not designed for people exclusively who want to do it today. It's for helping figure out that next phase. Is your franchise agreement up in a year, 2 years? Do you want to figure out kind of your exit plan now and how you can continue to build your business and maybe know where it's going to go after a couple of years? So that's one of our proudest moments is being able to assist in that, because you've spent time building your business. You don't simply want it to evaporate when you're ready to move on to the next phase of your career. So let's talk a little bit about the apprehensions, right? The thought of your business, your brokerage existing one day and not the next is scary, right? We've spent our entire careers building up this thing, and a lot of times it gets to a point where now it starts running us, right? Now it's dictating our lives. In 2019, I sold my first real estate firm. It hadn't grown in the direction I wanted it to go, and I've learned an infinite amount since then, which has led me really to this Level Up program at REMINGO. Led me to REMINGO, but also the Level Up program. And one of the biggest notions is this fear of failure, right? We all have it internally. We don't want to disappoint our parents very early on, right? But then that almost kind of comes into our business world, right? Where we don't want to disappoint our brokers or our staff or our clients, really, right? We do not want to have this fear of failure within us that we could not bring it up into a mega brokerage, right? And I think that's a difficult one to get past until you really realize you're maybe not worried about the failure, because it isn't a failure. You're more worried about the perception of failure, right? And so the prospect of ending that phase of your career and being a broker owner and now transitioning maybe into broker associate or team leader, whatever it is that we offer you within Level Up, is maintaining this illusion that you don't have a perception of failure, right? And it's not. Being able to exit gracefully from one position to the other is something we work really hard on, working on the optics of it, the marketing of it, and yes, the perception of how that looks to you and to the real estate community as a whole. We've heard this from our clients for a long time, right? Or from our brokers, better yet, that why they don't want to change brokerages from A to B is because they're worried the clients may not come with them, right? This is most especially true with the larger franchise companies, right? A lot of us put a lot of value into the branding behind our company, and as we should, we're paying for it, right? But making sure that our clients don't jump ship as we make a transition is a real consideration. It's been my experience, this is very rarely the case, especially if you've spent a great amount of time working with these clients and really building up your personal brand, right? Your personal brand goes with you wherever you go, whether it's the REMINGO platform with Level Up or you go to another brokerage, right? Your personal brand goes with you, and that's not something you will lose. And so one of our platforms within Level Up is making sure that we ease in that transition, right? We'll bring your personal brand in, and we work really hard on you as an individual broker owner, but that of course of your broker associates as well, and how to make sure that that is a really, really smooth transition. And it's been our experience when that happens, when we're able to kind of ease that and work on the optics of that it is seen as just a movement. It might be even a level up from what they've experienced. The other big apprehension in making any move in real estate, right, is I don't want to let my brokers down. you're probably at a point in your career where you have built up this tremendous business with your brokers, right? They come to you with problems. They come to you with successes, right? You've developed very intimate relationships with these people. And the thought of what am I going to tell them about why I'm transitioning to this next phase of my career is a scary one, because you don't want to be perceived as letting them down. And that's a big, big, big part of this platform for us, right? We call it Level Up for a reason, right? It's the optics of it. It's making sure that this is seen as you are helping them upgrade their business. Not only are you upgrading, but you're helping them upgrade their business, right? Beyond just the platforms of REMINGO's marketing and social and branding platforms, you are bringing them into our process, right? Our rather spectacular process of doing things, and allowing them to see that they're really, you are the catalyst for helping them improve their business is something we're really proud of. Another consideration we've seen in kind of this changing your brokerage role is I still want to sell. I still enjoy selling. I really enjoy working with buyers and sellers, but I'm kind of on the second half of my career, right? I still want to sell. I still want to be a part of this world. I really enjoy real estate. I really enjoy being a part of this community, but maybe I'm at a point where I want to just sell less, right? And what brokerage will take me? I'm a broker of a certain age, maybe they're not necessarily looking for somebody paring down their business. And that's one of the best things about the Level Up program, especially if you've built up a business with other brokers, with other people in your office, is allowing that smooth transition from phase A to phase B, where we're able to assist with that, right? You're still a part of it. You're still a part of being in the real estate community, as are your brokers, as is your staff. But now you're ready to maybe sell a few less a year, right? Maybe maintain your existing business too. Maybe that's another factor. And so one of the things we're proud of is to be able to welcome those people, to be able to welcome those former broker owners or team leaders who have done their time in real estate and they've got a phenomenal book of business and they want to keep it, just maybe a little bit less. This idea of passive income, right? We've spent our entire careers, especially our careers being broker owners or team leaders, working on the broker associates that are under us, helping them build their business, helping them make sure they've got incredible books of business underneath them and under them and under them, right? This is a notion that's been promised to us by a lot of brokerages, right? That early on in your career, if you start bringing on some greener broker associates, that you'll be able to start generating that passive income and making sure that you've got a spectacular kind of exit plan in the future. That is something that we honor. That is something that we bring in here. Every brokerage is a little bit different, the way that we structure it, but it is something that we are absolutely want to preserve. That was a promise that you were made a very long time ago. And that's something we honor here at REMINGO.